listen to the end and give us your comments.
It is only 6 months to the end of term of the MPP government, and President Kuffour's wishes have been fulfilled. He gloats over Tsatsu's imprisonment in a rally speech at Medina, Accra. A spontaneous campaign to free Tsatsu begins with membership from all over the country and abroad. Free Tsatsu now is their passionate cry. In 2001, soon after coming into power, the NPP announced its plan to wipe out the NDC through criminal prosecutions. Nana Akufo Addo, President Kuffour's first Attorney General, becomes the executor of the agenda. Judges, his accomplices, and the courts, his vehicle. Akufo Addo, who professes to be a human rights lawyer, charges Tsatsu Tsikata with a law that came into force years after the purported crime, contrary to the Constitution of Ghana. He first sends Tsikata to a fast-track court. The summons is in the name of the president. Tsikata takes the matter to the Supreme Court. He argues that the fast-track High Court was not lawfully constituted under the Constitution of Ghana. The summons in the name of the president is also contrary to the tenets of the Constitution. Justice is not supposed to be administered in the name of the president. It is to be administered in the name of the people by a judiciary independent of the executive. Nana Akufo Addo is stunned. President Kuffour from faraway Australia announces his determination to have the decision reversed. The NPP is upset, and Akufo Addo and a number of cabinet ministers, including Osafo Mafo, then finance minister, hold a press conference to denounce the Supreme Court's decision. For President Kuffour, Akufo Addo, and the NPP, Tsikata must go to jail by hook or by crook. The first thing the president does on return to Ghana from Australia is to appoint a new Supreme Court judge for a review of the Supreme Court decision. Meanwhile, Tsikata is brought before the normal High Court. The court throws out the charges. Using legislation retroactively to find a criminal charge is unconstitutional and discharges him, but they still pursue him. Even in the house of God, in the presence of the Almighty, at the Asbury Danwell Church, on the Sunday the president is due to return from Australia, policemen are sent by Akufo Addo to arrest Tsikata. Tsikata insists that he will worship first and report to the police after. Pastors and elders of the church intervene, pointing out that Tsikata had always made himself available when the police asked him to report. The police PR outfit now denies there had been any order for the arrest of Tsikata. Later, NPP officials blame NDC for the attempted arrest. Harassment of Tsikata had been incessant from 2001 when President Kuffour came to power. Waylaying of Tsikata by security personnel at the airport, his passport being seized, Tsikata and his wife being prevented from traveling. Even his computer was stolen at night from his residence. Tsikata survived an armed attack in Lagos. He has been subjected to trial by newspapers, and false allegations by government officials such as Kandapa and KT Hammond have been widely publicized against him.
NCB at time, Amaka Anwaka Ghana Bana oil. Your government take about our oil. Naka Shikaha Tsatsu Tsikata. Akayata oil. Ni wana shikapi ni wakafe Ghana. Ne echo tomo abrochie. Tsatsu Tsikata ke shika. Eke ahu akwadumo. Banana farms. Eke shika ya fe mini. Banana farms. Akeko ya fe careful.
Tsikata has held press conferences refuting the allegations. He was also one of the targets of government during the National Reconciliation Commission when Chris Asher, who escaped from custody whilst facing murder charges, was flown into the country and given government hospitality and protection to give false testimony that was given extensive coverage on national television. Justice Henrietta Aban fulfilled the government's wishes after the persistent onslaught by the government against Tsikata, sending him to Nsawam prison. After sentencing Tsikata, she exposed her bias to the hearing also of a young journalist. She was going to throw out his application for bail pending appeal.
On the 18th day of June 2008, I heard in the news that Mr. Tsatsu Tsikata, former Chief Executive Officer of GMPC, was jailed for causing financial loss to the state. So the following day, I told myself, well, let me get the judgment and read about his offenses. So I went to the Fast Track High Court, precisely the CJ Court, to get a copy of the judgment. And when I got there, I saw Justice Henrietta Aban in a discussion with a registrar by name Brobe. And as they were talking, I kept quiet. And then what made me to start listening to them was that she said, Tsatsu Tsikata. And then my mind came on her. And she was like, Mati said, Tsatsu Tsikata filed motion for bail pending appeal, date pen on my man. And Brobe, the registrar, responded, yeah, man, 23rd, Monday. And Justice Henrietta Aban went further to say that, Tsatsu, your baby on ye, my jailing and my jailing no. Me man bail be a 23rd, my mommy ruling, no ma call me baby, me fan home. And then she walked out of court.
On the night of 15th November 2008, Tsikata suffered an acute asthma attack in his locked cell. The attack lasts about 8 hours and no help is available till morning. Tsikata miraculously survives. After initial treatment at the Nsawam Government Hospital and 37 Military Hospital, he is taken to the intensive care unit of the National Cardiothoracic Center at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where he is still receiving treatment. Meanwhile, his pursuit for justice continues with his lawyers in court and with the Free Tsatsu campaign educating the public about the case. This is consistent with Tsikata's own conviction expressed in Psalm 94 verse 15. Justice will again be found in the courts and all righteous people will support it.